TrendSynth, where AI meets insight.
All right, let's just dive right into this explainer and see if we can crack the case of the 2026 YouTube algorithm together. Look, if you're a creator, you already know the landscape of short-form content has completely transformed. It is definitely not the Wild West it was a few years ago. So today, we're digging into some massive AI data analyses and internal algorithmic shifts to figure out exactly how the machine is thinking right now. Let's start with a deeply painful reality, one you've probably faced. You spend hours, maybe even days, crafting the absolute perfect vertical piece. You hit upload, watch the numbers tick up, 10 views, 50, 200, and then boom, brick wall. Total flatline. It's like someone literally just pulled the plug. Why does this keep happening? Is your stuff bad, or is the algorithm actively killing short content?
Listen, you are absolutely not alone in this. Just look at this real plea from a creator on Reddit, practically screaming into the void after an 80% traffic drop in minutes. It is incredibly frustrating when you're putting your heart into this stuff. It feels like the algorithm just has it out for you, right? But I promise you, it doesn't have feelings. It just has rules. And today, we're going to learn those rules.
Here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, the shorts flatline mystery. Second, decoding the 2026 algorithm. Third, the AI slop sweeps. Fourth, the long-form cannibalization fear. And fifth, best practices for 2026.
Section 1. The Shorts Flatline Mystery.
To actually understand that terrifying drop in views, we have to look under the hood. What you're experiencing isn't a glitch at all. It's the algorithm's batch testing model. Here's what's literally happening in that first hour. When you hit publish, it doesn't go to everyone. It goes to a tiny, hyper-targeted test segment, usually around 100 to 300 viewers. The system watches this group like a hawk. If they engage, awesome. Distribution expands to the next batch. If they don't, it kills the distribution dead in its tracks. Your upload didn't randomly die. It just failed to advance to the next round of the tournament. So how exactly does it judge that test audience? It all comes down to VVSA, which stands for Viewed versus Swiped Away. Frankly, this is the absolute most critical metric in 2026. It's just measuring the percentage of people who actually stopped their doom scroll to watch, compared to those who swiped right past you. If your hook in that very first second doesn't grab them instantly, your VVSA tanks and you fail the test phase.
Section 2. Decoding the 2026 algorithm.
To see this playing out, we can look at a massive data study by YouTube expert Paddy Galloway and his team. They analyzed a mind-boggling 3.3 billion views across 5,400 uploads, and the data is clear. If your swipe-away rate leaves you with under 40% VVSA, the machine learning system is going to bury your content. You're barely going to break 10,000 views. But if you can push that VVSA up between 70 and 90%, that is where you unlock the viral potential. Hundreds of thousands or even millions of views. Your one and only job in those first 3 seconds is literally just to survive the swipe.
Now, you might be thinking, shorter is better for limited attention spans, right? Actually, wrong. The data proves that optimizing for 50 to 60-second durations heavily outperforms shorter 30-second clips. Why? Well, think about it. A 60-second clip that holds a viewer's attention generates twice the total watch time of a 30-second one. And total watch time is exactly what the algorithm is craving right now to keep people hooked on the platform. It equals deep viewer satisfaction.
Section 3. The AI slop sweeps.
Okay, this brings us to a massive shift in 2026, and it's catching a lot of innocent creators in the crossfire. Early this year, the platform rolled out some super aggressive countermeasures against the flood of low-effort automated content. They're actually using a brutal pop-up survey asking viewers point-blank, did this feel like AI slop? They asked them to rate their experience on a 5-point scale right after watching, so they are actively using direct human feedback to train their AI on exactly what to suppress.
But here's the really tragic part, the collateral damage. These automated sweeps are accidentally hammering high-effort human creators. Let's say you're an indie animator using Blender, or you're using clean synthetic voices to save a few bucks on budget. The pattern recognition software frequently misclassifies that hard work as repetitive AI slop, and bam, sudden channel freezes, or even mass demonetization. It is wild out there right now, so you have to be hyper-vigilant to make sure your work feels distinctly human to bypass these filters.
Section 4. The long-form cannibalization fear.
So the big existential dread keeping creators up at night is this fear that vertical content is just completely destroying their long-form retention. But here's the thing, these two engines are entirely separated now.
Since late 2025, they operate completely independently. The short-form algorithm is chasing that swipe-away rate and instant satisfaction for its 200 billion daily views. The long-form algorithm? It's hunting for deep watch time and session length. So a dud of a short isn't going to drag down your long-form authority anymore. They are literally two totally different games being played on the exact same field.
And if you're stressing that short form is killing our attention spans for good, check out this data from Digital Eye. Despite the crazy explosion of bite-sized content, long-form viewership in the US is actually growing by 8%. Get this, a massive 73% of US watch time is spent on uploads longer than 30 minutes. Short-form and everything else share that remaining 27%. So yeah, long-form is absolutely still the undisputed king of deep engagement.
Section 5. Best Practices for 2026.
All right, how do we actually use all this data to hack the system? First up, timing. It matters intensely for that initial 300-view test batch we talked about earlier. You need your core audience online the second you hit publish. For long-form, the data shows mornings, specifically Sundays and Tuesdays between 8 and 11 a.m. are peak. But for short-form, complete opposite. You want evenings, Fridays and Saturdays between 6 and 9 p.m. when people are just unwinding and doom scrolling. Sync up with these exact viewing windows to give your test batch the absolute best chance of surviving.
Next, let's talk content tactics. Number 1 is reverse repurposing. Seriously, stop slicing your long uploads into random short clips. Do the opposite. Look at which of your short clips organically pop off, and then build a 15 to 30-minute deep dive around that proven topic. Number 2, the pinned comment conversion funnel. Don't just rely on that clunky related link button. Pin a highly contextual comment with a link to your longer piece. It acts like a filter, so only the super interested viewers click through, which protects your long-form retention rate. And number 3, you absolutely must hook them in the first 1.5 seconds to win that VVSA battle.
I really want to emphasize this incredible data point. Creators who masterfully combine both formats, using short form for massive top-of-funnel discovery and long form for deep community building and monetization, they grow 41% faster than single-format channels. The hybrid approach isn't just a fun option in 2026, it is literally the definitive winning strategy.
So, here's my final question to you. Armed with all this knowledge about batch testing, VVSA metrics, independent algorithms, and the AI slop sweeps, are you going to let the 2026 algorithm bury your channel in the test phase? Or are you going to use this data-driven framework to hack the system, optimize your hooks, and build your most loyal audience yet? The tools are quite literally right in front of you. Will you adapt, or will you just be swept away? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Now seriously, go take a hard look at your analytics because your next upload is already on the clock.